Good morning. Today, Monday, 16 November 2050. Paper highlights read by Christina Arulselvam. You are listening to athavannews.com. First, let's look at the paper highlights from today's newspaper Daily Mirror. The main headlines from Daily Mirror: Sri Lankan recalls Paris attack. A group of Sri Lankans who have been living in France had escaped unhurt from last Friday's terrorist attack in Paris that killed about 130 people in multiple attacks, BBC reported. Speaking to the BBC Sandeshya, Janita Dilakshana Ratnayaka had said that they were 600 meters for the terrorists when the shooting started. One of our friends only received minor injuries due to being hit with the sub-object, that's all. Recalling the incident, Janita said, they were dressed in black. They have not covered their faces. They started by shooting everyone who was outside. At first, we thought they were firecrackers, he said. Janita said his friends were in Paris to watch the football match between France and Germany. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror: chain snatchers nabbed. Two snatch thieves who had been snatched chains of women were arrested by the Kadapatha police along with the fans who had been purchasing them, police said. The suspects are said to be residents in Angulana. One of the three suspects was handed over to police by residents of Singhagama. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror: terrorist attack in Paris, PM convey his deepest condolences. The government and people of Sri Lanka stand in solidarity with the government, the people of France during this time of tragic loss and suffering, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has said, referring to the ISS attack on Paris over the weekend. Mr. Wickremesinghe had made this remark in a letter addressed to France's counterpart Manuel Valls on Saturday. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror: should not revise anti-terrorism laws, Nimal Siripala. The government had to reconsider its plans and amend terrorism-related law in the country, considering that the whole world was increasingly threatened by terrorism, said Civil Aviation Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva, speaking at the meeting of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party in Alla Badula, that we should not deal ourselves that terrorism would not re-enter our region, given peace of its spread throughout the world. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror: fallen object could be debris of WT1190F. Local and foreign scientists and astronomers believe that the little object that has fallen into the paddy field in Aranayaka could be debris WT1190F, which was expected to create a sensation on November 13. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror: rain plays havoc many displays. Rain, which has splashed in torrents over the weekend, was created havoc in many parts of the country, with the Chilab Hospital in Dambulla going underwater and making many roads impossible, especially the Puttalam district, the Disaster Management Center said yesterday. Now let's move to the paper highlights from today's newspaper Daily News. Floods affected over 19,000, highest rainfall in Jaffna. Highest rainfall of 166.6 mm reported from Jaffna. Around 90,916 persons belonging to 6,310 families in Jaffna, Mullaitivu, Kilinochchi, Trincomalee, Puttalam and Gampaha district have been affected by floods, while around 2,600 persons have been displaced, Disaster Management Center sources said. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror: woman claims husband sexually abused their 3 children. Marvilla police failed entertain complaint. NCP involved in cover-up. Police women and children were shield child abuser. The Supreme Court grant leave to protect the fundamental rights. The petition filed by the woman against the failure of the police to investigate into a husband who had allegedly sexually abused her 3 children. Another news highlight from Daily News: prisoners detaining under PTA willing to undergo rehabilitation. Prisoners detained under the Prevention of Terrorism Act handed over letter expressing their willingness to undergo rehabilitation, Prisoners Commissioner General Rohana Pushpakumara said. Pushpakumara said the letter he received was from the warden to the Attorney General. He said the letter was signed 100 prison inmates. There were altogether 216 prisoners detained under the PTA for suspect LTTE links. Out of them, 24 bailed out on Friday. From the balance of 192, about 40 have been convinced in serving their sentence in jail. The letter was submitted by the rest of the prisoners, he said. Another news highlight from Daily News: around 5,000 jobless due to Avant-Garde closure. The senior former official of the Avant-Garde Maritime Security Service yesterday said that around 5,000 people have lost their job due to the closure of the company. Around 5,000 people who have employed by the company and direct and indirect capacities have lost their job due to the government decision to hand it over the operation to the Navy. The firm's former manager, the commercial vessel protection, Lieutenant Colonel Nilantha Jaiveera said. Another news highlight from Daily News: tenets of good governance, Avant-Garde cannot coexist, Rajita. The tenets of the good governance and Avant-Garde cannot coexist, Health and Indigenous Medicine Minister Dr. Rajita Senaratne said. He was addressing the ceremony of CFC Hall in Mathugama on Saturday, organized by the estate teacher to facilitate him. The minister said those who cannot understand the principles of good governance speak on behalf of Avant-Garde. Another news highlight from Daily News: blood-soaked body found in preschool. The body of blood-soaked middle-aged man was found in the building of the preschool on Thursday. The body was identified by relatives as that PDP Sugadadasa, 65, a driver who hired his lorry to transport goods. Finally, let's move to the paper highlights from today's newspaper Ceylon Today. The main headlines from Ceylon Today: Tamil Islamist target on Sri Lanka fails. Maulavi P. Janul Abdin, better known as the PJ, identified as the Tamil face to extreme Islam who was detained a visa Colombo last week, is being accused in failed Tamil Islamic attack on Sri Lanka. New Indian Express reported yesterday. Another news from Ceylon Today: government to consider transfer to political prisoners to rehab camp. 20 hospitalized, 10 serious. The government said that due to the serious nature of the debilitating health condition of political prisoners currently in a fast unto death, the political decision regarding the transfer of all political prisoners to rehabilitation camp program would have been taken. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: Avant-Garde owes SL Navy rupees 653 million. Avant-Garde Maritime Service Limited, which ran the floating Amori in Galle Harbour from 2012 till the agreement was revoked recently, the presidential directive still owes the Sri Lanka Navy a total sum of rupees 653 million. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: India to fund Sri Lanka Railways. Trade unions wrecked by minister decision. Railway Trade Union Alliance strongly criticized Transport Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva for his plans to provide a railway contract to India when the Sri Lanka Railway has the capability to construct the renovation railway lines. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: Malta to host CHOGM 2015. Malta is to host the next Commonwealth Summit after Mitchell's pulled out the protest over the decision to hold this year's gathering in Sri Lanka, the organization said on Sunday. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: EPF is offered to bait to push through labor law reforms. ITUA TUs to meet PM today. The Independent Trade Union Alliance noted the decision with the Prime Minister on the proposed amalgamation of the Employees Provident Fund and Employees Trust Fund into the Joint Pension Fund for Private Sector Employee was a ruse to push through the labor law reforms. Previously, the Prime Minister office had fixed invention the trade unions to come for the decision at breakfast at the Temple Trees at 8:15 a.m. today. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: government to address fishing ban with EU. The government of Sri Lanka will engage in decision with the European Union delegation tomorrow, said the Ministry of Fisheries. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: biggest corrupt deal on record, vital documents missing. The Bribery Commission informed the Colombo Magistrate Court that some documents have gone missing regarding the biggest instance of corruption which was recorded in the country, involving the collection rupees 125 million by customs officers. They added that they have obtained the statements from 12 persons. They had taken this bribe to waive off duty and other payments and shipments to spare parts. We brought you the paper highlights from today's newspaper. We will bring you more tomorrow. Thank you.